We have two potential snowmakers heading to the Northeast and the Midwest over the next few days, and we could be seeing some snow in many areas that haven't gotten a lot so far this year, noticeably in the ski areas of the Northeast. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Let's get right on into it. Starting off here with the European model, we see here a low pressure system sliding into the Northeast. That's going to be bringing in some cold air, followed up with two pieces of energy, one in the north, one in the south, starting to come together here, but they phase a little bit too late. They come together a little too late, and that just leaves some light snow in the Northeast, followed by a massive snowmaker here, our second system in the northern tier of the country. Let's take it through one more time here. We can see that northern system starting to slide down, followed up by our southern system starting to develop here in Texas, and our northern system coming out of Montana. And these two start to phase, but not just enough to get that heavy snowfall, followed by this monster of a storm here in the northern plains. North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota on snow watch for this one. Could be seeing up to a foot of snow with this monster system here. Now that's just one model here. We do have another one here. This is the GFS. So we still have that same setup, that northern system coming down, bringing in that colder air. We have this southern system starting to develop in Texas, that northern piece of energy in Montana. These two do come together a little bit earlier this time, and this southern piece of energy is noticeably slower, and that does cause these two to come together, phase together, and we see a monster snowmaker for the interior of the Northeast here. Noticeably, we do have a lot more warm air on the coast, followed by, again, a monster snowstorm here in the central portion of the country, a little bit further south this time. So we're talking more of Minnesota, South Dakota, Nebraska, even Iowa, getting in on some potentially blizzard conditions in these areas. So again, we have two different models here. One saying that first system doesn't really phase. It's kind of a light snowmaker, mostly rain in the south. And then this one, we see a lot more snow in the Northeast with this first system, and both showing a monster of a snowstorm heading to the central and northern plains for the middle of next week. So the next 10 days going to be very active here in the eastern two-thirds of the country. A lot more snow that we've been seeing over the past few weeks here. So take you through again, here's that monster snowstorm coming out of the northern Rockies and just dumping snow from basically Wyoming out to Chicago before it starts to move off into Canada. So let's take a look at that first system, the snow potential here. This is the risk area from the European model. You can see mostly going to be a ski area storm with some noticeable exceptions, including Boston getting in on some of that snow as that northern system just swipes across the area. Still going to be seeing some noticeable snow here in the Great Lakes region. Even the northern plains can tap into at least 6 inches of snow in some spots. Compare that to the GFS, a noticeable lack of snow on the coastline here, but inland will be getting hammered with up to 1 foot to 2 feet of snow in some of the areas that have not seen a lot here. Ski country has been noticeably lacking some snow in the Northeast. Still the same deal here with the Mid-Atlantic, with the Midwest. The Mid-Atlantic does get a little bit more snow in this scenario. So which scenario pans out better for you, for those snow lovers out there, and for you guys that wanted to spring to come? Which one is better for you? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again very soon.